We all know stress is bad for us, but do we know how bad? What makes stress so extremely dangerous is that it's highly addictive. This is what makes stress a secret killer and a main cause of all disease. Hello humans, welcome back to the channel where we discuss everything health, healing, and higher consciousness information. As always, it's my blessing and honor to be connecting with you all today. And today we're going to discuss stress, in particular the connection between the mental, the emotional, and the chemistry that it creates within the human body, and how that sets us up for dis-ease. So stress occurs when the mind and the body is out of balance. So the stress response is a necessary response. This fight or flight mechanism is crucial if we were getting chased by a tiger. But we were not designed to live under this response, to live under this chemistry for long periods of time. Okay, so our body has an innate built-in mechanism to achieve homeostasis. It brings us back to balance. We naturally disengage from stress and return to homeostasis. So this makes stress an unnatural response. Stress is an unnatural response. So we cannot become healthy. We cannot remain healthy if we are living under the chemistry of stress for long periods of time. And when we cannot turn on this stress hormone, this is when we are headed down the road for disease. So when we think of thought, it creates a particular chemistry in the body. It creates hormones called stress hormones. Adrenaline and epinephrine are two examples of these stress hormones. They have a pH between 2.0 and 5.0. And these hormones are highly acidic. They create damage and acidify the tissue. These hormones also create inflammation and dehydration within the body. They begin to cluster and bind nutrients together, and eventually they develop into obstructions in the body called free radicals. Free radicals are highly problematic because they bind nutrients together and the cell is not getting its nutrients, and they drain the cell of its energy. They drain the cell of its life force. And so when a cell does not have its energy, the cell cannot perform its function. That's bad. That's very bad, because all disease is characterized by low energy, low voltage, or low electricity. Another biochemical effect in the body of what stress creates is it does not allow our parasympathetic system to activate. This parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for the rest and digest part in the body. It is responsible for the absorption and the utilization of your nutrients. It is responsible for replacing and repairing old and damaged cells. And if this system does not get activated, we are not breaking down and assimilating our nutrients, nor are we repairing our cells. We know through the science and the studies of epigenetics that genes do not control all. It is rather the environment that signals the genes for them to have an expression. And so when we are in this chemistry of stress, these stress hormones actually are responsible for signaling the genes to then have a negative expression. Why stress is dangerous? So stress is dangerous because when we think and we turn on the stress hormones by thought alone, when we think a thought, it creates the chemistry of a stress hormone. And so this stress hormone, this adrenaline, gives us a rush of energy. It makes us feel really good. And so when our energy begins to drop, our body naturally goes to a negative thought or emotion to trigger that rush of energy. And so this begins to cycle, and it repeats and it repeats, and we become conditioned in this conditioned response of these thinking and feeling and negative thoughts and emotions. And eventually, when we think these thoughts, as these begin to cycle, we begin a rewiring of our brain and new neurons begin to form. And so we become conditioned in this conditioned response. This eventually becomes our beliefs, our truths, our personalities, and eventually our state of being. How to get out of stress. Well, there will be a part 2 for this video because it is not so simplistic, but I will leave you with these tools. The first thing and the easiest way to get out of stress is to become the observer. You will not get out of stress and reacting right away because right now you are hardwired to react. So the first step is just to become the observer, just to become aware of your actions. Yoga, meditation, and breath work are all extremely helpful tools for that. They also help activate the parasympathetic nervous system that will start taking you out of the fight or flight response. The next step we need to do is we need to reprogram the subconscious. Because these neural networks have developed, we now need to reprogram ourselves. And this will be done in part 2 of this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video and you now have a direct awareness of when you are responding to stress, what is happening in the body in real time. Be kind to yourself, stay in observation, and try your best to respond consciously. And again, this will not happen for you right away. Like anything, it is a muscle and it takes time to develop. But if you don't develop this muscle, your body is at stake. Thank you guys for joining me for this episode. If you did like this content, I ask you to please like and subscribe because this helps me make more content for you and it helps others find this information. If you are in need of healing services, please check out my website. We offer an array of different tools. We offer health coaching, healing programs, as well as private consultations. I also offer a free monthly webinar where you can get your questions answered directly. And if you guys have any ideas for videos and content that you'd like to see, please put them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys. It's always a blessing and honor to connect with you. Have a great one.